I'm gonna get us theme music one day.
We need sick theme music for sure.
Dude, were you just jamming to something? Because I was jamming to something in my head.
In my head, it's like almost like a Sports Center thing, like a like, yeah, something epic, like Dave with like a sick like flipping hook set or something.
I've got the theme song for you. It's Andrew's theme song.
No, we're not playing that one.
It is Andrew's theme song.
He thinks it's my theme song. He thinks it's my theme song.
It is, dude. It's too late.
Dave, did you caught part of our live? Did you watch it all today?
I did, man. I did. I watched it all.
Did you? What were your thoughts on my situation?
Stick your little toe in it next time.
Stick my little toe in it next time.
Stick your little toe in the hole. Stop the water. That way you can still fish.
Listen.
He tried, Dave.
I'm going to play it real quick because I want you to see it real close and up and personal. But listen to the surprise in my voice. Like, this is authentic. I just started filming because I was like, what? Has anything like that ever happened to you? Have you ever forgotten the boat plug or like just something like?
Oh yeah. Oh hey, look, you're not a fisherman if you don't forget the boat plug. I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
It took us 20 extra minutes to get on the water this morning to find the boat plug. Wow, we were proud of ourselves.
We had a tournament. We were running late. We had a tire issue in the morning, and we dropped in and was in a hurry to go launch. We get to our first spot. It's like, damn man, this boat's a little sluggish this morning. And we're going, and I'm like, okay, why is the bilge staying on? You know, like there's a lot of water going on. Come to find out, forgot to put the boat plug in. And by the way, it was 37 degrees that morning.
Ooh, dang.
Yeah. What was your water intake to bilge pump out ratio? Was your bilge pump faster or not fast enough?
No, we were good. Okay. One, I own a Ranger. Two, I have 1100 in there. So 3/4 pipe, we're pumping it out just fine.
Nice.
We wouldn't have had battery, in a couple hours, but we were doing good.
No, that's awesome.
I think we've all forgot to plug a time or two.
Oh, yeah, no, you don't own a boat and not forget a plug, man. That's just
right.
It's one of those things. You don't own a boat and not fall out of it sooner or later.
Yeah,
it's always something.
Dude, that is a fact.
Mine was like, why aren't we getting on plane? I'm like, go up to the front, bud. Go up to the front.
Oh, yeah. You start hearing slosh under the floor and you're going, wait a minute.
The plug, bro, the plug.
You look down in the drain and there's water slushing around.
Freaking just smash the gas and head for the dock, bro. That's all you can do.
Well, listen, before we get into our guest, who is a good friend of mine, I want to talk about something for 2 minutes. We have an awesome sweepstakes giveaway thing going on. Joe, hit the image because we can talk through it.
Let me hit the image.
Hit the image. So David is known as Done Deal, and he has curated this adventurous getaway, so to speak. We want someone to come fish the pit with us for barramundi, peacock bass, you name it.
It's there.
It's just an epic fishery. But I mean, look at these fish.
Yeah.
Real.
That could be you. That could be you in this next time. Yeah, that could be your
I thought about entering, Dave. I thought about entering. But we're gonna put the link in the comments. Be sure to check it out. If you go to nextfish.co, it's all across the top. You'll be able to enter there. It's super, super easy.
But Andrew, if you enter, man, that's a waste of spot. We want people that are going to go there and catch fish and enjoy the experience, not stand there and look at everybody.
I'm already on the VIP list. I put myself there. Okay. You two, I'm not so sure about. You might have trouble at the gate.
Listen, don't worry, we'll get in.
Yeah, right? I know a guy, and if I don't know a guy, I know a lady.
And I know Dave, so we're good. That's all.
It's going to be a good time.
It's be awesome, guys. Dude, we got a lot of other stuff involved in this too. It's not just the trip.
Yeah, we're giving away some product, right?
I
mean, things to have some fun with.
Let me tell you something. Right now, we're approaching 600 entries, so you're going to want to get in this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We have a shot at a $500 prize pack that includes a special guest known as JB Wiggins from Vector Hooks. He's coming down.
Hooks will be there with us. Yep.
We've sweetened the prize pack. I've got to update the page, but we've sweetened the prize pack with a soap bundle for everybody.
Oh, we got soap so you can clean yourself after.
Yeah, you're going to want to get clean after you catch all these fish. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
It is a fish catching haven and the only place in the world that you can catch barramundi, peacock bass, and largemouth bass
In the same place.
vicinity.
Unless you're Andrew.
Unless you're Andrew.
You don't catch any of it.
Other than
I
Andrew.
didn't fish that day. I'll tell you what.
You don't catch any of it.
I'll tell you what. I made it out alive.
Oh, yeah, you did. You had some good photos. You did some good photos.
Yeah, you got some good drone footage.
You know, the aerial. Hey, look, that drone aerial.
That's what I was there for.
God.
Fishing was just a bonus.
Ooh,
I don't care about
man.
you guys.
Sure.
Hey, I did learn something though. I am fixing to bring the reapers that are going to cast the distance because, buddy, there was some.
When I did that drone footage, I know where to go.
There were some giants out in the middle of that lake.
What do I need? A surf rod? Do I need to hit up Austin and have him build me a surf
Yeah,
rod?
man, just a reaper, dude. You sling it across that joker.
Dave,
Then we're good.
Yeah.
Dave, when I was going through that drone footage, those smaller ones were the ones we were catching at the bank. Well, you guys were catching.
Dude,
there was some
50
3
inch
times the length of the ones.
Dude, there were some giants out in the middle of that place.
They are big.
I mean, full-fledged grown fish.
What's
Like,
the biggest one you ever recorded out of there?
I want to say it was.
I thought he said 15 to 20.
Yeah, he said
Sure.
there's some 20s in there. He said there's some 20s in there.
Pounders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pounds, not inches, guys.
Pounds.
No, it's pounds. Yeah. Pounds.
And Dave,
I had one about, I don't know, maybe in that 10 to 12 mark pound fish. And
did
let
he
me
work
tell you something, dude. Them jokers are rough on leader. 50-pound leader snapped me off.
Yeah.
50-pound leader just if freight.
Gil
shot
played
it out.
on
And of course, I
overdrive.
didn't change it after catching about 7 or 8 of them. So, I mean, dude, 50-pound leader. Come on, man. Come on.
That's crazy. But you guys won't have to worry about that. Byron's going to look after. He's going to take care of you. And we are guaranteeing you guys are going to catch some fish. Whether it's the peacock, barramundi, if not all three, there's giant largemouth there. It's going to be a good time. You're going to
No. We got Byron, Miss Kimberly, myself. You will catch a fish. The 3 of us know what's going on. Andrew, on the other hand, he'll take some great pictures of your fish, guys.
I'm 50-50. If I catch fish, I'll just start taking.
Buddy, I just got okay. So I just got a text from Jack Smith who runs Crappy at Night. Okay, he wants us to do another giveaway. We're going to do another one after this one.
Ooh,
for a nighttime trip.
Ooh,
and let me tell you, he's slinging in 2-pounders left and right.
I might get on that one because groceries.
Yeah,
he is slinging.
I want some this.
Let's talk about this later. I want to get Captain Geoff Crouse in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
introduce him, Andrew. Give him a cool introduction.
He's killing it down in Naples. NaplesGoneFishing.com. Okay, Captain Geoff Crouse, Chasin Tales Fishing Charters. He's a backwater mythologist. He is absolutely crushing the backwater. So let's get him in here. Let him talk a little bit. There he is. Captain Geoff, what are you up to, my friend?
Can you hear us, Geoff?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Here we are.
Got you, bud. We are live now, bud.
Hold on.
Talk to us. Tell us who you are, what you do, where you're from, how you got there. Oh.
Hello.
We got you, Geoff.
No?
Uh-oh.
Let's see here. Let's see what we can do. We were just on with him.
Guys, I've got no sound.
Are we muted?
Uh-oh.
Let me hop in the back room with him, guys. Take care of a few things, and I'm going to get him situated.
Okay, no worries. Me and Dave will chop it up. Now what are we going to talk about, Dave?
Oh, we can talk about everything,
We
man.
can talk about all kinds of things, dude. I really
I know
want
we
to
can talk about Andrew, especially now that he's not here.
I mean, dude, I just can't stop looking at this. Like, I cannot.
It's an adventure, man. It's a great adventure. Some big bass, dude. We saw we saw some fish that were pushing double digits. It was pretty cool, man. We were throwing in a bunch of minnows and getting all the bluegill stirred up, and then all of a sudden you start seeing these big black shadows under the bluegill.
Oh man,
and cut right through the bluegill, man. It was
now, do they have all these fish together, separate, or are there like different ponds? Or
yeah, there's different ponds. Like he's got his lunker pond out in the backpack. He's got like 800 acres out there. Does hunting, does bow fishing, bow hunting. Gator stuff like that. He does a little bit of everything. Obviously the barramundi is his bread and butter. He's got the peacocks going on, so it was cool, man. He loaded up, and it was your typical ditch style laid out for peacocks, clean water, and he had a bunch of peacocks in there, but see, he had a couple adults. And those adults. The other ones disappear.
No way. They like push them out. They like scare them out.
Ate them. Oh yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah, the big ones live in a drain pipe. I was like, I couldn't find none of them. I was seeing a bunch of little ones, 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, and I was just like, dang, man. I thought there were some good ones here,
Yeah.
And I was walking back with Andrew, and I seen one about 5 pounds, 6 pounds, about 3/4 of the way out of the pipe. And I seen another one beside it that was about halfway out the pipe. And I was like, oh. Of course, when that water's so clear, you've got to, that's what you do,
They're spooky,
and, super spooky, man. They backed right into that pipe. And I was like, you little.
I wouldn't even call them spooky. Them peacock in clear water are dare I say, smart, man. Like they get it. They've got that big for a reason.
Look, dude, I'm going there. I'm bringing some crappie jigs. I'm gonna get one of them little ones. I'm gonna have a peacock. I don't care how big the sucker is. I don't care how big it is.
What were you throwing at them, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I didn't have anything really.
Not really prepared. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for it, so I was throwing just a jerk shad at it. And the little ones were intrigued. And, I was, of course, I kept pitching at the pipe, trying a couple different ways, but no, we had a little bit of a cold snap a couple days before we were there. So the barramundi, it took a while for them to kind of warm up, but man, those things are special, dude. And oh God. And when I figured it out, watching one of the regulars that are there, that guides out of there.
Right.
And I was watching Mike, and it didn't take long. I put one and one together pretty quick, because I'm an angler.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got this. And it worked. Nice. And so I didn't tell nobody. Tyler and Andrew were there. And
struggling.
I wasn't telling anybody, man. I was stroking on them. And then I leaned over to Tyler, and I whispered to Tyler what I was doing. I said, do it just like this. So second cast, he hooks up, catches one. And he catches like 2 or 3 more. And Andrew's over there pouting. I mean, he is flat pouting, dude. It was so funny, man. We're catching fish. The girls are catching fish left and right. They had these feathers, these bucktails.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, dude, they were stroking them. They wanted the green one that day. And the girls were stroking them, man. I mean, they were just one after another. And so Andrew was like the only one that didn't catch anything. And I looked over at Andrew, and I was like, yo, man. I was like, you want to catch one? And he's like, oh, screw you, Dave. Screw you. I'll catch one. I'm like, dude, all you got to do is tell me you love me. I caught 2 more. And finally he goes, Dave, I love you. Just like this. First cast, hooked up, and he set the hook like a girl, and it jumped him off. Dude, it was the funniest thing. He was so pissed. He never got another bite the rest of the time, though. Now,
when you do set up on these barramundi, is it do you hit them?
Oh, you hit them. You have to hit them. Their mouths, man, are bone, bro. Like straight up bone. Yeah, they're hard, and their jaws, like when they clench their jaws shut, their mouths are extremely hard to open.
Really?
Okay, so 2 things. I didn't set the hook like a girl. Okay, it's a barbless hook. It is a barbless hook.
I had no problem landing them.
Listen,
Andrew.
Well, Get me a reaper rod, maybe I won't either.
No.
Oh, now it's a reefer.
Just saying.
Here we go.
No, but listen, I think we've got everything worked out. Let's get Captain Jeff in here.
Let's bring him on.
All about.
Captain Jeff,
Hey, there he is.
do you
Hey,
hear?
guys, sorry about that. Technical difficulties over at this end.
All
Yeah.
good.
Oh, you're good,
All
man.
good.
Andrew's used to it from me, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm what we call a tech guy, I guess, and I don't like it because I have
He's
to
an
solve
Andrew.
everybody's problems.
He's an
Yeah.
Andrew.
That's what you
Everybody's got to
do.
have an Andrew.
Now,
Everybody has to have one.
so tell us about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do? And why do you do it there? What drives Captain Geoff Crouse?
Okay, well, man, I've kind of been a little bit all over the place as far as career, I guess you could say. Although I'd always had a passion for fishing since about the age of 6. Kind of the story I always tell people. My father was a big outdoorsman, loved to camp, didn't hunt, didn't fish. When he tried, sucked at it. But he liked to take us kids out camping every weekend. And he, 6 years old, he bought me a fishing rod, something to keep me entertained, and instead of having to keep an eye on me all the time at the campsite. And it was kind of all downhill from there. So where I really got my start was after, I went to art school up in Sarasota, and after I graduated, once again, my father, he kind of had a sit down with me and said, Jeff, this industry that you're thinking about going in, I don't think you're going to be happy in it. Now, to give you a little background on my dad, he was a creative director of an advertising firm, and my kind of goal after art school was go work for him.
Okay.
And I've got him telling me, you know what, follow your passion. Don't just do this because I'm doing it, kind of a speech. And so I moved out to Colorado, and not knowing a lick about fly fishing, decided, hey, I'm going to be a fly fishing guide.
Oh, Lord.
So I move out there, and I went to a pretty well-known Orvis shop out there in Evergreen, called the Blue Quill Angler, and I frequented that place probably 4 to 5 times a week. I'd go over there, ask questions. What books can I read to teach me how to cast, to learn how to do fly selections, all these things. And I stopped in there, and every time I went in, bought a couple of flies, picked up frames, bought a couple of flies. This went on for about a year, man. And also before I left, every time I asked the guy for a job, every time. And about a year after of that going on, the owner of the shop says, Jeff, you are about the most persistent effort I've ever met in my life, and I'm going to hire you just for that as a fly casting instructor for our Rocky Mountain Fly Fishing School. He's like, you'll be great at it because you just learned how to do it yourself, so everything's fresh in your head as far as technique. And so that's kind of where I got my start, was with Blue Quill. Eventually working into the guide program there, and learning from some of the old timers about guiding, primarily South Platte region, Upper Colorado, headwaters of the Colorado River, those areas, Blue River down in the Breckenridge area. Those were kind of my stomping grounds back then. And we're talking late 90s now, guys. From there, got an offer a couple of years later at a very exclusive Orbis lodge called Elk Trout, which is no longer in existence, but was a great lodge right on the Colorado River. All private water guiding, just an outstanding experience. I got to work with some of the best guys in the industry at that point in my career, and it was still pretty early in my career. Ran, of course, being seasonal out there in Colorado, fly fishing can't do it year round, right, guys?
Right.
No.
So I picked up a job as a wrangler at a local stables operation, and ended up working my way up into an operations position where I was running the joint about a year and a half after I started there for Vail Resorts up at the Keystone Stables operation. So me, I had a general manager over me, and then me and one other operations guy handling, taking people out on trail rides, sleigh rides in the wintertime, dinners, all kind, Western style barbecues. We ran the gamut of anything you could do on horseback out there as far as a kind of a tourist attraction.
Nice.
And learned a great deal about, just customer satisfaction, customer interaction, what things that, customers are really looking for in their overall experience when out, doing things, whether it be fishing or horseback riding or skiing or whatever, So I got a really good background working for Vail. They sent me through management training, and they had yearly coursework that you could take to just kind of, improve yourself in that realm of customer service. So it was an interesting experience, and I think it helped lead me to where I'm at today with this business that I opened here in Naples. Chasin Tales has, I started about, I think we're going on 10, 11 years, right in that range now, guys. And, started at just myself, had to relearn how to fish when I moved down here. It took me about 5 years of really doing a lot of exploring, getting a boat, trying to do what I could, relearning completely how to fish before I felt comfortable enough to open the operation. And then it was a slow crawl, as it is with probably most guides. I think my first year I did 25 trips. This year I'm projected to do 500.
Oh,
yeah. No, this gentleman, you booked like a record number in March. It was like, how many trips did you run in March?
I booked 87 trips, and we ended up doing 72.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
What is the math on that? Is it sometimes 3 a days?
Damn, the math.
Here's the deal, guys. So I do have 2 guys working for me, and I do have a number of boats. So I've got a nearshore boat, 26 Parker center console.
Nice.
I'm running a 22 Pathfinder, and then a beaver tail skiff as well. And I just currently added a 22 tournament to the operation as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice little move.
Yeah, nice little setup. Not too bad, eh?
Yeah, not too bad at all.
For some northern guy that's got a fly fishing background in Colorado.
You had me at that skiff, man. Those little backwaters and little estuaries are where I feel confident at.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, Joe. That is one of my favorite things to do is run that skiff. Unfortunately, I just made the decision today to list it for sale. So hey, if you guys want to buy it, it's my lowest income producer as far as that goes. My Pathfinders produce 5 times more income than that skiff does, each one of them.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I'm getting rid of the skiff. I'm going to probably kind of take that out of the operation altogether. That was more of a passion play on my part, not so much a business move, And I got to kind of think more about the business than.
Oh yeah.
I followed my passion this far. At some point, I got to get serious and do something.
Yeah, I ended up cutting my teeth down in your backyard, down at Wiggins Pass area there.
Oh, yeah.
Where the state park is and the boat ramp. When you put in that boat ramp, the condos right behind the boat ramp there, those condos, blue bill condos, my grandparents managed those condos for over 25 years.
Oh, cool.
So the snook action in that little basin was like my thing. The snook light on the corner.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'll tell you what, it's so funny because I've been doing trips out of there the last week because the fish have been so piled up in that. I won't say the name of the basin, but
yep.
You know what basin I'm talking about. And I mean, I've been sitting there with a chum bat and a bait well, a chum on a 4-hour trip for 2.5 to 3 hours, ripping snook and juvenile tarpon out every cast.
Oh yeah. I can't tell you the snook I've caught out of there.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Little juvie tarpon will get in there. I would get some of those. I had a couple of them, but the snook the snook. I would throw the gold Rapala.
Oh yeah.
Surface, just slow rolling it across the surface, and those snook down that edge of that wall and the rocks up against the corner of the mangs there. Oh,
Joe, we're gonna make a trip.
I've seen some fierce stuff in that little pocket back in those mangroves around the corner from the. Oh man, I've seen some snook back in there.
Couldn't get them. Some of the biggest snook that I've seen in the county, not excluding the Everglades, are in that area.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
There's some giants, man. There were some giants. As a kid, 10 years old, walking down that seawall about 30 minutes, hit the light.
Oh yeah, dude.
Kind of settle, and then I go back up to the apartment. Watch a little TV, come right back down. I do it about 5-6 times a night.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy. And they're consistently there, Jeff.
They're consistently there at certain times a year.
Yeah,
water temps got to be right, but this just happens to be that time of year, Joe.
Gotcha.
It's crazy. So, I've probably had in my 10 or so years, I've probably had 6 clients land a snook over 40 inches, and 4 of those 6 plus 40 come out of that area.
That's insane.
I know I had 2 hooked when I was a kid that both spooled me.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They took off. They took off out into the intercoastal.
They were gone, huh?
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't have braid back then, So.
Oh yeah.
Pumping the brakes, I mean, I was doing that late 80s, early 90s. So, and last time I was down there was probably about 97, 98 when I fished down there last. So
that's some time, Dave.
That was the first year I started at Blue Quill was 97.
I
was throwing size 22 flies at freaking trout back then.
I take it that tactic doesn't work too well for you here now.
No.
Now,
do you still get into the fly fishing down here, Jeff, at all?
Yeah, I do that. I mean, that's why I have the beaver tail.
Yeah.
I am still running those kinds of trips currently. I notice, what a lot of what I do is really more instructional stuff. The majority of the people that I get calls from that want to go fly fishing down here, we find out real quickly that they don't realize as much as I try to tell them, and I'm pretty good about really letting people know what they're getting into when I'm on the phone with them when they're booking these trips. And even at that, still I get a lot of them. They're like, hey, I can throw a 60-foot cast. I can throw a 40-foot cast. And then they get on my boat and I have a hard time getting them from the bow to the stern with a cast,
Really?
Yeah. So it ends up being more of an instructional thing. I tend to probably think that's my forte is being able to evaluate people's fly casts, just because that's where my foundations come from in this industry. Yeah. I can sit there and evaluate a fly cast, tweak it out, be able to communicate with the individual what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and what we need to do to correct it. And usually within a matter of 4 hours, even somebody that's never casted a fly before, I can usually probably get 30 to 40 feet out of them.
That ain't bad. That's
not bad. Give me a couple days to work with somebody that actually has a little more background in it, and usually can get 60, a good 60 out of them. But yeah, I spend a lot of time doing that on that boat. It seems more time doing that than fishing.
Like 5-6 years ago, I could go about 80, 85 feet.
Yeah,
that was also a very controlled situation, not on the front of a boat.
Yeah, I was gonna say hitting the canals.
I can imagine how it gets a little bit different.
I was like
the environment and everything like that.
Yes and no. I mean, sometimes I don't know. I tend to find the boat being easier for myself personally, but I usually shoot. I mean, I can shoot pretty accurately down to the backing. On a cast.
I can too.
Thing, guys. And I know you guys got to be doing the same thing. I always plus load my rods by one. So if I'm using an 8-weight, I've got 9-weight line on.
Yeah.
All right. So that gives you the ability to be able to do that, man. You get that, so, you know, that.
I haven't fly fished in years, man. It's something my buddy before he passed away in 2020 was me and him kind of took that venture on together, and I kind of backed off once he passed away. But something I still want to indulge in and kind of figure out, man. It was pretty fun when we were doing it, catching little bass. You know, you catch like a 3-pound bass on like a 6-weight, dude. It's the best thing ever, dude. Like a frog popper or something.
I did a little 4-weights.
Yeah, dude.
Up north.
Yep. Yeah, the beauty of the sport, man, it's visual.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a different.
You know, sight fishing. Boy, there's nothing that gets me going more than sight fishing. You know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah. No, there's nothing like a red tail sticking up in the air, man. It just
right.
Totally different.
You can
It doesn't
take.
matter what it is, dude. I mean, fucking sight fish for carp in a goddamn pond up in Illinois. It doesn't, you know.
So, Geoff, tell me what you got planned for this summer. What are the kind of trips you're looking to take people on this summer? What's your summertime specialty?
Summertime right now, what we're doing is primarily, you know, from now really through, I'd say the end of September and maybe even to the end of October, depending on how our fall is primarily dedicated to the inshore fisheries and smoke and juvenile tarpon, man. That's kind of those are my bread and butter fish this time of year.
Nice.
You know, we get reds down here, and we get intermittently, usually in September, we'll get a pretty good, you know, about every other year where reds will show up, and we'll actually have schools of them, you know, running the beaches and stuff. And so September can be an awesome time of year to be doing that kind of stuff. But I'm doing a lot of stuff coastally, working the passes and first bays this time of year, and having my guys do the same thing, you know.
It's tough to beat the snook down in your backyard, man. That's a hard pass on that.
Yeah.
And are you running live bait or artificial, or is it up to the angler?
You know, I always try to run, you know, we're usually running pilchards, go out and get pilchards either prior to the trip, or during the trip, depending on how easy, you know, the bait situation is. You know, I do have anglers that love to do artificial. I'd say it's a pretty small percentage that do artificial, maybe in the 10% range. But I love doing that. You know, it's kind of where I learned how to fish down here, was just running artificials on banks and learning color patterns and things like that over the years. And it's so funny, you know, with artificials, and you guys may be able to relate to this. I've got probably 16 tackle boxes right now with artificials in them. And I keep one box in my bag with 4 artificials that I never use any other but those 4.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, we won't go there with my tackle box.
You see all those boxes piled up behind them, Geoff? That's just tackle, just coming out of his
Well,
head.
you know,
Oh yeah, those are just some boxes full.
the tackle is designed it's not necessarily designed to catch fish. It's designed to capture the angler's eye.
I can tell you this: I've got it. I'll never not have it. Whether it's with me or not, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I've actually gotten down. You know, I went from, you know, a pretty wide array of tackle to simplifying down to, you know, if I can't catch fish on these 4 basic lures, then you know what? We're not catching fish today.
Oh yeah, no, you always have your go-tos out there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing when I was chasing the redfish on the trails and stuff like that. It just, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you have my gulp, I have my gold spoons and things, you know, but
Right.
I made over $100,000 on Seville Stick Shad 90 series in the silver liner, you know, and it was my go-to bait, and I would always have it on. And the only time I wouldn't throw it is there was too much floating grass, which then I'd put a dyed apper swim bait on, you know, because it'd go through that grass, no problem. And but no, it was always having all this other stuff, spooks and everything like that, but still just that one bait all day long.
Yep.
Some confidence baits, man. Sometimes they'll get you stuck though, and it won't let you to move away from it.
Oh,
But but you're stuck because they work and you've had great success, and you know that confidence is huge when you're throwing artificial for sure.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, that's all artificial fishing is confidence.
Mm-hmm.
If you have confidence in that bait, it's going to catch you fish.
Oh yeah, you're going to fish it better. You're going to fish it the right way.
True.
That's it.
100% true. No, so for those of you that don't know, Captain Geoff is also contributing fishing reports for the Paradise Coast for Local Angler, which is our digital publication. And I'm late. It's all right, Kevin. It's all right.
Yeah.
So, we definitely look forward to seeing what you got going on, what's biting, and we'll get into that another time. I'll get with you later this week sometime, and we'll try to hammer down a fishing report and see what you got coming up. And
I love the fishing report, the live one on the boat, man.
That's awesome. The best, man.
That was so great. Guys out there just lost on that last one. You're like, I'm on the trip.
That's a good, that day I was able to kind of say more than I normally would because that client of mine, that's a really good client of mine on that boat that day. He probably hires me 12, 15 times a year.
Nice.
We've got a pretty, good rapport going. So I can get away with almost anything with that guy.
We'll try to plan that one the next time.
Loved it.
Yeah, no, Captain Geoff, I appreciate you joining us, man. It's always great to hear you and learn more about your business, what you got going down there in Naples. Naples Gone Fishing, guys. NaplesGoneFishing.com. Chasin Tales Fishing Charters.
Can't remember that. Who can forget Chasin Tales, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir. Well, you have a good night, man. If you need anything, you let me know, and I'll get a hold of you later this week.
Cool. Sounds good, Andrew.
Pleasure.
Dave, nice meeting you guys. Have a good night.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, bud.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
What's going on?
I think he removed himself, and then you added him back.
That's
All right, dude. All I gotta say is, if you could sit in a spot for 4 hours and consistently pull out snook like that, I want to be at that spot.
Dude, I'm telling you, I grew up there cutting my teeth, man.
It's that loaded. It's that loaded down.
At times, it will be, yeah.
Yeah. And are we
You
talking?
can walk. You
like
could literally, like about every hour or 2 hours, just walk down the seawall all the way to the end of it and all the way back out to the intercoastal, and you will have at least a half dozen to a dozen shots of snook. You catch a lot of jubies and things like that, but then you'll have them grown ones. You'll have them grown ones.
The little ones are there. The big ones are somewhere. That's the way I figure it out.
It was a seasonal thing, like he was saying, and like now the females will start coming back in and start filtering back in there, and man, there was many. Look, I would have even settled for a kayak.
Oh,
I would have settled for a kayak.
So where we are recording?
No. Keep in mind.
Many times I wish I could have gotten to that mangrove tree line, dude, because oh my god,
like
trying to get in mind, he would have had a better shot floating in a kayak back then too. So
you're right.
That's
right.
why he's okay with it.
Yeah,
because right now we need a catamaran or maybe even a trimaran.
No, we're still not doing no kayaks.
You're going to get in a kayak. That is the wager that I'm going to make if I ever beat you.
No.
Oh, come on, Dave. You are a better fisherman than him, man. You got to be confident in your skill.
Oh, no, I'm not worried about that. Just
so then why don't you wager it?
I'm not flying the flag. I'm just saying. I'm not flying. Sorry, Nick. Sorry, Nick. I ain't flying the flag, bro.
You wait. It will happen.
No, Captain Geoff, man, what a cool guy. And the fishing reports on the boat are just hilarious.
Oh,
awesome, dude. He seems like he's having a good time every time. So
yeah, no, it's good.
So you want to get some fish caught in Naples. Clearly Dave already knows about where this guy fishes and the area he fishes. And
man. And I didn't know anything back then. And like
imagine if it
hasn't changed.
Imagine if you knew what you knew now.
Oh,
how you could be with your application and everything like that.
40+ inch snook, and having braided line would have been a key.
But he said one thing at the very beginning that really stuck with me is, he spent almost 5 years before he even decided to get serious about it. Or, I mean, he was serious about it, but 5 years before he decided to say, okay, I'll accept a client.
Yeah.
That's putting in your time, learning your fishery, and really devoting.
Yeah, it's just a lot of mangrove line, man. There's not really any rhyme or reason. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of mangrove tree line, intercoastal, straight up coastal tree line style. Beaches and passes.
See,
not a lot of bays and inlets, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? It's pretty cut and dry, but it's so overwhelming because it's so abundant down there.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Hit him one time before we go with that Smurf picture.
Oh, dude, I'm working on it.
Dude, this guy's background in customer service, guys, is impeccable. I mean, if you know anything about Orvis and the places that they run up north.
Oh yeah, that's no joke.
Top-notch customer service. This guy's going to take care of you. Like he said, he's been training his whole life for this, and like Andrew said, he's put 5 years in the game down here to figure this out for you guys. And then now he has 10, 15 years of clientele that you see this one guy, comes 15 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
So hit him with it.
Jesus, God, that's awful.
It gets worse each time too.
It does. I mean, look at your nose.
Look at I have a huge nose, dude. My nose is giant. You know this.
Dude, it's like you got some poo-poo on your finger or something, man. Your nose is all curled up.
This eyebrow is like the Rock. That's my driest spot of my forehead.
It looks like you put your mask on and then you kind of smelled something and your mask dried.
So
like your face like that, dude.
Did you guys ever watch Power Rangers when you were younger?
Oh no, Putty.
No.
You gonna say a Putty or that one little freaking that blue?
Oh no,
guy.
No, hold on a second,
dude.
That's the best though.
You're welcome, Kevin.
Seriously, that's the best. It really, truly is. I mean, that's gonna be extremely hard to beat.
If you were purple,
hey, it's Joe. Joe.
This is my childhood, okay? This is my childhood. I was a Power Ranger when I was younger. I'm just joking.
Look at him.
I'm still a Power Ranger.
Nose curled like you, Joe.
No.
Son of a gun. Oh.
So you were talking about mangroves, man. Up here where I'm at, we've got plenty of inlets on the Halifax River. That whole stretch.
Yeah, you got those cuts and inlets and things like that. Not so much down there. I mean, there's some down there, obviously, but there's not a lot, man. There's not a lot.
I think about West Coast. I think about Tampa. I mean, there's really only one way in and one way out, but it's huge.
Yeah, but no, there's islands, there's flats, there's
right.
I mean, there's.
I know about a lot of the flats, especially on the northern side of the bay. But over here by me, if you go up to Matanzas, I mean, it's two or three.
Yeah.
It's 2 or 3 major cuts.
Yeah,
and
that's
then you got flats. And if you don't know where to go on those flats, you're not catching fish.
No, very familiar with Matanzas. It's beat the bushes, beat the cuts when the water comes up, and beat the intercoastal when the water's down. Find out where the schools land, where the fish are laying, moving around.
No, it's a totally different monster.
100%. And
totally different.
I'll tell you, it in a way, it's more consistent with what you do there down in Naples. It's a lot like that, except for they just don't have, the flood creeks and things like that, and that kind of style. But
we don't have time to go into it, but one fishery I want to talk about is the lagoons, Indian River and Mosquito Lagoon.
Oh,
it's really sad today, man.
Oh, 100%, 100%. They're doing some good things. There's a lot of oyster things like that.
Look, at the end of the day, it's not going to help. It's not going to work. It's not going
to be fast enough. It's going to help, but it's going to get overpowered.
They're not stopping what they're doing. They're just trying to throw it back now, and they're still doing what they're doing, so it's not going to work.
It just cancels out.
It more than cancels out. I understand.
It still devastates. At the end of it, it's not enough.
But that used to be so epic out there.
Oh,
and I'm not I hate the pocket picking, like when there was all the grass and the pockets. I can't stand going out there, but it was productive back in the
produced,
day.
yeah.
Dude, with all the grass and no tide in the goon. I mean, it didn't fluctuate much in the goon.
No, it's very unorthodox.
Yeah. So being in the goon with all the grass, all the live, I mean, just life was with the mullet, the crab, the shrimp, just pogies, mud menace, those things. There was so much to offer inside the goon. There wasn't a point in time where you could not go and just cruise and see fish. I don't care if they were trout. I don't care if they were monster reds. But the thing was that I enjoyed the most about it was going over there with the technical skiff, hopping up on a casting platform and just cruising through the flats and picking redfish off. Sight fishing was, dude, there was no better sight fishing destination than the goon.
Yeah,
I mean, that was so much fun back then.
You know what's funny about that? You mentioned that there's really no tide fluctuation there, which is very true. Still to this day, it's very true. But if you go between Indian River and Mosquito Lagoon using Haulover Canal, there is so much flow there that it would whitewater if it was shallow enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like massive flow, and that confuses the crap out of me because there's no major channel coming into it from either side. There's a channel on the Indian River side, but there's really no major channel on the Mosquito.
No, and that's where the flow pushes in and out of, pushes from is the river. But yeah, you're right, man. It's crazy.
It's wild.
There's back up there. Certain times of year the fish back up pretty good over in that area.
There's some heavy rocks on the Mosquito Lagoon side, and you'll see it every now and again. It gets rough there.
Oh,
but
it does.
It's it's rough there, but not there. It's confusing. But you could be on the right flow when the flow is really high. You can be on one side of the lagoon or one side of the canal, and drift to the other side in less than 15 minutes. It's fast.
Yeah, and you'll get some really good fish.
My biggest redfish came out of there at just under 50 inches.
Yeah, you'll get some really good fish sitting in there feeding on that current. It's so different than Matanzas Inlet on the dock.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I have caught some donkey reds throwing finger mullet at that dock, and they would never get to the bottom. And that dock
as I hit the water.
No, the dock is a huge deep hole, man. It's 20 foot or something like that. And bro, I'm telling you, when that comes through that dock, you set up one side or the other, and
smoke them.
Throw that finger mullet down there. It don't get down there. It just don't. And they'll only eat on current. Eat on current.
Yeah. No, it seems like there's a sweet spot in the current because if it gets too fast, it gets too hard. And I think that's more your fault.
Yes. Yep.
I think that's more your fault because it's harder to stay consistent.
Yeah.
But
you have to fluctuate with the weight.
We would. The best way for us was to paddle to one side because we were in kayaks.
Yeah.
Paddle to one side, drift and jig or cast. Keep it with you. Keep it with the current. But no.
No, that was some of the best fishing back then, man. If obviously you get wherever redfish are, they're going to be tailing. Just certain time of the day when they're going to do it. But man, they were daily, man, from sun up to sundown. Early light conditions, late.
Have you ever just drifted through there and listened?
I have, and it's just it was so peaceful. I mean, you'd hear fish. You hear the
drumming.
Mullet. You'd hear the drumming. You would hear the drum.
The drumming is ridiculous.
When the bulls got in there.
Or the big black drum.
When was that? Usually around October, wasn't it?
It's wintertime. I mean,
I thought it was late October
through February. Yeah.
Yeah, late October or something like that when them bulls would come in off the beaches in there. And boy, I mean to tell you, son, you talk about seeing tails, bro, way bigger than your hand. Just go, start going like this. It's like, come here. we take a piece of cut bait, sling it over there because them big bulls, they're lazy. They just want to bury their face in the mud and
put it in front of them.
Across it, yeah. You throw that big old hunk of cut bait over there. I mean, we catch them on top water, we catch them on artificial, but man, you throw that big old piece of cut bait over there with a circle hook and just.
We that was like the very first place that I've seen a lot of dolphin. You see him cruise and you see him speeding the sides. But that was the first place I've ever seen a redfish get kicked out of the water.
Yeah,
and it got freaking, and it was not a small redfish. I mean, it was probably pushing 40 inches, and this thing got kicked.
Yeah.
Kicked.
Yeah. I've seen some hellacious explosions on redfish flying through air, man.
Yeah, I remember about 10 years ago, we'd go out there and just wreck the trout. Just a bunch of yeehaws don't know what we're doing in Mosquito Lagoon, and we would just crush giant trout.
The wintertime,
yeah,
January, February,
yeah.
All I would throw was a catch 2000, man.
I was a Miradine or a Mirror Mullet.
Yeah, I would just use a little Miradine.
Yeah,
like a little
I have a lot of friends who are fish 2000.
Big trout.
Yeah. Gator trout. That's like 10 years ago. I know it's bad. It's just been getting worse since.
It's not anything. Nothing is. You know, like my backyard right now, obviously hit the news. Obviously, you guys have seen. Matter of fact, Kevin's talking about it in our comments. You know, it's a damn shame, man. They're killing everything.
Yeah,
they're killing everything. Down there in Charlotte Harbor's got it. You know, Tampa Bay's got it. Sarasota will have it. You know, I mean, it's just
and this isn't
releases, man. It's all these releases, all the pollutants that they're dumping into our bays, all the toxins, you know, all the waste that they're dumping into our bays, man. It's just,
and people are signing off on it. That just blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, we have no grass flats anymore. We have no fish anymore. We have no bait anymore. There's zero consistency. What we have is very minimal. You might have a set push in, you might not. You know, I mean, it's awful, man. And now with the spill, and it was there with the spill, and now that the waters have gotten warmer, it started blooming. You know,
manifesting, yeah, dude,
and
festering, dude.
That storm pushed it up there to Piney Point, man, and obviously you guys see on the news the damage.
And
this isn't one storm for it to magnify and multiply, and I do mean multiply, and because it was there, it just wasn't as bad, but just that upwelling from the storm and the
mixed it all up,
wind, and it was a perfect storm, I guess, if you want to call it. You know,
and what's sad is it's like I was going to say, we're not a bunch of old guys talking about when a piece of bubble gum used to be a nickel. Like,
no,
I'm only 33 and I've noticed this.
No, it's been from my backyard. It's been since about 2010. So
yeah, it's
2010 in my backyard. It's just gotten worse. It's straight downhill, literally downhill.
Just like I said, like 10 years ago, I didn't know. I had no clue what I was doing in the saltwater, like I do now. You know, I grew up for 10 years as a fisherman, but to go out there and be able to have that fun time, it doesn't exist like it used to for me.
No. I made my money here, man. I made my money here, and I had the ultimate tool in 2013, and I had the ultimate tool. I had a 10-foot. I had a 10-foot tower. I had a 10-foot tower and a boat that ran in spit, literally in a puddle. Hey,
you're live, girl.
Yeah, you
know, just to be able to go out there and run all my stuff and run the whole Sarasota Bay and north up there, Bradenton, Cortez, all that. I mean, everything. I know my waters inside and out. I know all the little iggies, the little backwaters, the cuts, the dips, the drains, the flats, and I couldn't find the first redfish. I had to go into Tampa Bay, North Tampa Bay, to find redfish. Sad.
Very sad.
Very sad.
That's nuts.
I ran Sarasota 2 days and never saw one single redfish, not a rat.
That's
not a rat.
That's stupid. That shouldn't
be. I had the ultimate tool. The ultimate. I'm talking like jump up, running. It ran in 6 inches of water. It jumped up in 6 inches of water. I mean, it was 10 foot up in the air, man.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You ever seen? Oh, Carlos. Never again.
Well, guys,
Carlos. Shout out to Carlos doing big things.
Heck
but
yeah.
dude, we're about an hour out.
Yep.
Captain Geoff, dude, you're gonna get top-notch customer service. He's gonna teach you what to do. And dude, I was looking through his Instagram, and he is on the freaking snook right now and the tarpon. If you want an exciting fish, a juvenile tarpon is very exciting.
One of the funnest fish to catch.
Yep,
Yeah,
the best
and
one to catch.
really
Them big 100-pounders hurt you.
Yeah, that's too much.
100-pounders hurt you. Them little 10-pounders, 20-pounders.
Yeah,
Get it out, man.
you get a little picture of them. Yeah, and so hit up Captain Geoff Crouse. Put the information up one more time. Andrew. Come on, what are you doing?
Kevin.
What does he say? What does this guy say?
Kevin.
Oh my gosh.
So NaplesOnFishing.com.
Yeah, one more time. You're going to get a good trip, and you're going to get great customer service, and he's going to take care of you guys for sure. He's been trained by some of the best in the fishing industry, and if you want to get bid in Naples, you want to hit up Captain Geoff for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And don't forget, guys, one of the most important things going down right now is an awesome trip.
Yes.
Get registered.
Yes,
Come on.
Get registered so you can join the fun in ragging on Andrew.
We are going.
Oh yeah.
And y'all are coming with us. And we're going to give you a bunch of stuff. And we're going to make
the guy holding Andrew's hand. Andrew,
whatever. Whatever. Enter this sweepstakes. Go to NextFish.co. Click that.
Just click it.
In the sweepstakes.
That's all you got to do, guys.
Everybody's got a shot.
Until next time.
Got a shot.
Until next time. Until Tuesday again, 1 p.m. We're talking again. Peace.
Thursday night, guys.